Hey everyone, this is Gladys Grace. Thank you so much for joining me. And who are we looking at now? That is Mr. Brown. Hey, what's up, Mr. Brown? Anyway, guys, this is actually my second take recording this. I just wanted to show you guys my little inspirational setup, aka if you want to call it my little home studio setup, by all means do so. Of course, over here to my left, that is my ring light. I actually didn't have it on earlier, so it was a little bit darker in the first video. I was like, okay, these people are probably gonna be like, I can't see nothing, need some light. Anyway, guys, so to start off, this is actually not attached to my MacBook here. This was attached, it is attached right now, but what was it before the Catalina? Anyway, the OS system that was before the upgrade of Catalina, this is all backed up onto this. The reason why I do have everything sort of, I really did not migrate everything from this into my MacBook when I upgraded my SD expansion that I bought from, oh my goodness. Anyway, I can't remember all of the information right now. I didn't intend to enter those specs into that, but I did upgraded the expansion in my MacBook. I think I upgraded it to 1 terabyte. Of course, I had to break open into the back and detach this and all of this, and I really just got into it, watched a tutorial and upgraded it and did it myself. And so I didn't screw up anything, so everything is up and running properly. So that was probably about a couple months ago when I did that. So there's really not a need for this, but this is really like my backup as a just in case cause. So anyway, in this box here is I don't have this hookup right now because I am using a dynamic mic right now, but this is my MLX 770 that I have been using prior, and I got this as a kit set with my Behringer audio interface. I've changed to a different audio interface since then. This is a condenser microphone. This is a budget-friendly microphone. This is very heavy and sturdy. I love the sound of it, but because my room is not properly treated, I do get a significant amount of background noise, and so I decided to go with an inexpensive dynamic microphone. It is a stage microphone, or it can be used in a studio setting. It all depends on your workabout or your workaround in terms of having to tweak your vocals in the digital audio workstation that you're working on, to tweak your vocals if your room is not properly treated. But I will get to that microphone in a minute. So next, I have my native instrument KOMPLETE, and I believe this is the A32 keys. I opted to go with this instead of the A24 keys because I believe that A24 is a little bit more wider, and I wanted to get something that's a little bit more compact, even though this is a little bit more longer. I love the compactness of this instead. Okay, so I'm not a keyboardist or pianist. I do love music. Gosh, as far back as I knew, I have been in a numerous studio setting, both in session, both live production, from the beginning and to the end. So I've had a lot of exposure of that in terms of being in the mix room, being in the booth, just for fun, and just really just having that exposure because I used to work for a recording studio back home in the Bahamas back in the days. So I'm quite familiar with my surroundings. I sort of wished, I really wished I had the free opportunity to just learn, but because I was working at the front end of things during that time, I wish I had took on and absorbed information during that time that I could have gotten. Anyway, to just, it is what it is at this point. So anyway, moving right along, underneath here, this is my Nulaxy that my MacBook Pro is sitting on, and I got this from Amazon for probably less than 25 bucks, if I'm not mistaken. And I actually spotted something very similar on Great Awesome Guy, BOLO the producer on YouTube. If you guys are not following him, go and do so. He does a lot of production on his iPad Pro and many other different music equipment that I'm pretty sure you guys would definitely love. He has such a great personality, so go ahead and follow BOLO the producer if you guys are not doing so at this point. Under here is my audio interface that I upgraded from my Behringer. And this is the Focusrite Solo that I got. And I got this with the Native Instrument. I got both of these equipment from sweetwater.com. So that's where that was purchased. Over here, I have my attachment for all of my USB connectors. And this I got from bestbuy.com. I previously got something very similar from Amazon. And it really started giving me a lot of feedback and a lot of static sound, and I got a little bit scared, and I'm like, I don't want anything to get screwed up or my MacBook to get screwed up. And so I quickly detached that and got something else, which was this from Best Buy, and everything is running smoothly at this moment. Of course, I have it detached because every time I turn my MacBook on, everything gets, everything else gets turned on as far as this. And as far as that is concerned, this is my wireless mouse by Logitech. I've had this for years. I totally forgot that I even had it. So now I am using it at the moment over here, just to kind of give my desk a little bit of an accent. Boom. The tintness that you guys see that's pink, illuminating pink, is coming from my light bulb underneath here, which is here, and connected to my desk lamp right here. And I have had this for years, and I think I bought that from Office Depot many years ago. And anyway, guys, this is the microphone that I'm referring to. I believe this is the SM48. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's the SM48. And again, I'm using this as an alternative because it is a dynamic microphone. And the difference between a dynamic microphone is that it eliminates background noise in comparison to a condenser microphone, which is going to pick up any reverb that's in your room. And honestly, since I've started recording with this, I really do not hear any background noise that's being feedback into my sound thus far. And so hence why I opted to go with this, the MLX 770. It is a great mic, but the only way that I can get away with that is that if I am recording vocals in a very quiet space. And because I do not live alone, of course, that is hard for me to do. And the only reason why I have this over it is to protect it from dust entering it, because my AC vent is literally right above everything. So you can imagine, I have to constantly try to keep this clean, or what I'm probably going to do is maybe just keep something covered over this to eliminate dust particles from getting into my equipment. Again, this is my mic stand, and this came as a 3-part kit with my MLX 770 microphone with my Behringer. And I also got a different headphones, but I've replaced or upgraded my studio monitor headphone, which is the Audio Technica. This was gifted to me for my birthday last year, December, and this is the ATH M50X for my great awesome buddy, Mr. AP. Now that I know that he's gonna watch it. And this came with the pop filter with the mic stand. I don't necessarily need this because this in itself has its own pop filter, the dynamic microphone, so it's not really necessary. If you want to use it as an extra filter when recording vocals, you can't use it. This was a very cheap version, as you can see. I actually put this extra part on it, but this is a very cheap pop filter, but I'll probably eventually replace it. And everything is underneath my cord, which is very long. I think it's my cord for the microphone. It's a very long cord, and that let me just go ahead and step back so you guys can actually see the perimeters of what my space actually looks like from a distance. The chair here, if you guys are interested, it is an IKEA chair. I actually bought it from a used furniture store many moons ago. Probably like 7 years. I'm surprised that it's actually still holding up. And I think I bought this maybe less than 10, maybe about 10 bucks or 20 bucks at the most. The material that's on it, you can take it off, throw it in a wash when it gets dirty, and it's good to go. I just have this little pillow here just to support my back. It's a little bit bigger than I needed, but it's just there when I need it. If I don't, then I just kind of throw it over here on my bed that's behind me. So I'm gonna take a seat so that way I can get a better view from here, so you guys can see. That's my little setup. I actually just ordered some studio monitors, which is the PreSonus 3.5. I will expect to get those maybe in the next couple of days. So I may post another video to show you guys my final setup. And for any of you that may be interested in the PreSonus studio monitor, do bear in mind that you will have to get some connectors. I think the ones that I got is the TRS connectors, which is a 1/4 inch connector, and it's kind of like a split where two ends are the same and the other is a smaller end. So you will need that if you do decide to go that, depending on if you guys are interested in terms of doing your own little home studio setup. Those are the choice of monitors that I decided to go with after watching much reviews on YouTube. Those were the deciding factors between the Rockville. I'm really not familiar with them. I actually just stumbled upon the Rockville studio monitors just a couple of days ago, so I'm not really quite familiar with them. But since I'm familiar with the brand PreSonus, I decided to go with PreSonus instead. And I opted to go with those versus the Mackeys, just based on their reviews. So I'm really looking forward to just not really using my headset as much, because that's what I've been using in terms of my production that I've been working on. And I just want to have a realistic idea of what's going on with what I am doing and what I am working on at the moment, so I can see if I am actually trailing in the right direction as far as sound goes. So if this video was any help to you guys, if you guys have any other questions, of course, hit me up in the comments below. And if you guys are interested in any future videos as far as this is concerned, let me know. Of course, again, I'm just an amateur. I'm not a pro by any means. And so I just love music. And this was my goal for me for 2020. I wanted to get back into my craft of writing and producing and doing all that good stuff. I also love photography. I have so much photography gear, it's actually ridiculous. I won't even show you guys my collection, but I just don't want to sit on stuff that I have, and I just want to be proactive. If I can share with 10 people, that'll be content for me at the end of the day. And so that's it. So anyway, guys, again, this is Gladys Grace. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you guys again in the next video. Bye, guys. Say goodbye to Mr. Brown. Bye, Mr. Brown.